Hey everybody, Superbirddiecast, and I am going to show you guys through my process of customizing Hot Wheels. Today we are going to be doing a restoration project on the Triumph. This is a 2011 release, and I actually had this car when I was a kid. This is one I actually picked up at a local thrift store, and what we're going to start out with doing is we're going to drill out these rivets, which are on the bottom of the car, here, and here. Okay, so I'm not necessarily the best with naming bits, but you want to pick something that perfectly fits around the bit. And that's where I usually start. And you're going to want to take your time with this. And when you're doing this, you want to go at a nice pace, but not too fast where you accidentally drill into the base and do damage to it. You take your time, and you do this right, and you get the process, and you do it for the other one until the car comes apart. I'll be back once I get this thing apart. Okay, so now we have it into the pieces we want. So we have the body, the interior, and the chassis. And this car, and most cars have a window. This one just doesn't have a window, and that's just how this casting works. So there is no window to worry about here. And the next step is the paint stripper, which I'll take you outside for. Alright, so now we're outside with the paint stripper. Never do that inside. It's always recommended to do this outside. And personally, the stuff I use is the new generation Super Remover paint stripper. And it works on paint and varnish. However, it does work relatively well on metal. So now, we're just going to unscrew this. And we're just going to set this in the middle. You're going to pour a little bit on. That is more than enough. And you leave this here for a while until the paint stripper does its job. Okay, so I got most of the paint off this thing, and this did not take very long, and now I'm going to use like something that has a edge on it to dig in and get the rest of the paint and get all of that detail out. And then I'll be back once that's done. Okay everybody, sometimes if you don't have a Dremel tool, which mine broke, I always recommend that you should have a Dremel tool if you're going to do this. Some sort, if it's a Mastercraft one, or if there's another one that you really like. Or if you don't have that, another option you could do is you could use a silver paint, which I use, is the Duplicolor Perfect Match, and it's a silver paint can. And you should always have this on like some sort of clamp, like a toilet paper clamp. And alright, after you have that, you should be ready to paint. Now, I always recommend wearing a glove, like a set of gloves when you're doing this stuff too. However, I know I'm not wearing a set of gloves right now. I couldn't find any. And then you get like this nice, wonderful mirror finish after a few coats. Well, in the meantime, that your car, the body is drying outside from the paint, this gives you some time to think if you want to change your wheels or not. Now these wheels are really dull, so I suggest here it'd be smart to change the wheels. However, I want a nice fast set of wheels for the track, because I definitely want to race this on Superbird Speedway at some point. So I'll be back once I find a nice set of wheels for it. Okay, so now I've chosen the wheels I wanted. And this is just a race car, and it's not meant to be like this super nice car. And the way to take it out is you want something really small to wedge it in. And you can usually get that little blade of something and to unwedge each of those little hooks for each of the axles, and do the same for the other side. Okay, so now the old set of wheels are out. And now what you do is you put your new set of wheels in, however you like them, and then you do the same process therefore. After your paint has dried and you've figured out everything else inside, now it comes to your choice. Now you need to figure out what color you're gonna paint this car. And me, I decided to go for this car, paint it blue. I thought about painting it green, but there was a green one back in 2020's A case, which I'll have a photo of. So I'm gonna paint this thing blue, and you wanna put on a few light and quick coats. And the paint I recommend using before I start is Duplicolor Metal Cast paints. These are some of the best paints for when it comes to customizing Hot Wheels. This is not a sponsorship, I just thought I'd recommend this product for people who are starting out with customizing. Anyways, let's get to it. Okay, so now I painted it, and it's painted in nice little Spectra Flame blue. And I'm not going to put any tampos because I'm not the best when it comes to the water slide decals. I'm going to give you a video to watch on that. And I recommend going out and checking out Hewittzhotwheels, who made a video on how to put on and apply water slide decals to your vehicle. And that video is going to be in the description below, so I recommend you go and check out his channel for that, for the extra. So mine's basically more so for the basics of customizing. After you put your paint on and you clear coat the car, you can put the car back together with the wheels of your choice. And here I decided to give it a little bit of a different stance. So now that it leans down a little bit, so you have the small wheels in the front and the big wheels in the back. And this is the paint color that I decided to go with. And I hope this was a helpful little video. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Happy hunting and stay safe. Peace.